Hey guys, welcome to Season 4, Episode 1. Sheffield Wednesday back in the Premier League for the first time since the 99-2000 season. So let's have a look at our early summer transfers. The first one is Andre Iniesta's regen. So a 72 rated cam, I'm very happy to bring him in. Next up, Premier League experience in Riyad Mahrez. He was on a free transfer, so snapped him up. Claudio Gallo leaves the club with the addition of Kelleher. He's no longer needed. Sadly, we'd see Ricky J. Jones leave the club. He's just not quite as good as the rest of the players we've got. Ronnie Kirk moves out on another loan, this time to Lyon, and I think he'll do really well there. Daily Bashir has finally left the club, 71 rated, 23. He's not really going to make the grade. To replace him, we brought in Gustavo Hamer. So Hamer is one of my favourite players this season at Coventry. He's been so good, so consistent. 79 rated, some really good stats. Happy to bring him in. Samuel Walker leaves on loan to Southampton, who are in the Championship this season, whilst we also bring in Alessandro Santos as a CDM, but I will be looking to convert him to a centre-back. Ben McDonald didn't really settle in the team. He's 71 rated. He moves on to Norwich. Caio Santos moves to Germany to join Hoffenheim for 9 million. He slipped down the pecking order a little bit. So look, now we've brought Bazuna in the last episode, which is a really good signing. We're going to try and loan him out this season to give him some first team football. Quick scoot down the squad. Eversali's still out on loan at Nice. Tino's come back, but we'll probably loan him out again. Twine and Scott and Paro are still on their loans from last season, and all three will be pushing for first team when they return. So I found a few gems on the free transfer list. First one was Thomas Muller. I was really tempted to bring him in, but I've got so many cams I just don't really think that putting time into a 34-year-old cam, despite it being Thomas Muller, is a good move at the minute. But Griezmann I couldn't not go for. His physicals are still really good at 33, and I think he, as a newly promoted Premier League club, an ageing international superstar, you could argue that they might sign for one last hurrah. So I went for Griezmann, and I really like Griezmann in real life. I think he's a really good player, and hopefully he will come in and he'll do a job for us. So he's taken 40 grand a week, which is half of what we thought we'd have to spend on him. So I feel that's a really good signing. Alongside Mahrez, just adds a load of experience. We're keeping tabs on Zlatan's regen, but because he's at Napoli, I just don't think he'd leave Napoli for Sheffield Wednesday, so we've left that alone. Elliot Vincent has just joined Leipzig on transfer, so he's moving on up from West Ham. Then we found Ilicic's regen in Leipzig. So, you know, he's come through, and this is why I always have a GTN scout looking at world-class players, because sometimes you just find like one of these gems just pops in. And Ilicic, he's like going to be a really good player for us, you know. So the negotiations, I think, will be pretty straightforward with him. He's a fairly young player, but he's got such good potential that he will be really important to us. So we'll offer him the important squad rotation, squad status. Whether we look to loan him out or play him will depend how we're progressing over the season. He's only 18, so we'll give him a 5-year contract. No release clause on 14 grand a week. Absolute bargain. And I think he's going to prove to be a really good player. 81 rated already. Really good stats. I'm going to convert him to be a striker because I'd like him to play up front alongside Neumann. So to kick off the season, where better than away at Manchester City? So over to the press conference.
Thank you for joining us, guys. We'll be taking questions now. Right, we'll be wrapping up now.
So a trip to the Etihad. They've got Trippier at right back, Koundé in there, still Foden's still there, Jesus, De Bruyne is still there, and they've got Marlon out on the left. So we'll hand over now to your commentary team of Derek Ray and Stuart Robson for our first game in the Premier League.
And they kick off here. How about the cross? Newman. It has to be. My goodness, that save. Fully stretched he was. One for his own highlights reel. Well, behind for another corner. No keeper will mind that sort of corner. Gabriel Jesus. Now a potentially dangerous position for City. Every pass hitting its target. Really sitting deep now. That could be problematic. Sandro Tonali. Well, flinging himself at it. Not fantastic defending. Let's see if it helps the opposition. De Bruyne. Gabriel Jesus. And there it is. 1-0. Their efforts have been rewarded. And look at the celebrations. Looking for that final pass and for that chance to level the game. And they've done it to square the game once again. Exhilarating. So back underway following the equaliser. That is a wonderful challenge, and they've kept the ball to boot. And so
at half-time, I feel like we give a really good account of ourselves here. With it being 1-1, we've had a fairly equal share of the possession. We're not playing too badly. Kelleher at 6.5, Fabry at 6.6. It's not terrible. But Neumann, 8.6. John Jules, 7.5. Back to the game. Let's see if we can round it out and get some points here.
plenty to consider based on what we've seen so far as the second half begins. Dangerous looking attack. Very quick thinking there. Breaking at pace. It might still be problematic. Well, they survived the attack. Joao Cancelo. Malen with it. Rodri, happy to take on the shot. And the keeper diving to thwart him. And De Bruyne firing it over. Griezmann, still pushing for what could be a winner. Oh, can you believe it? With so little time left, surely that will be the winner. Amazing scenes here. What a big moment in the dying embers. Will it prove decisive here? Chasing this game, Manchester City, with time running out. Ndidi. Gabriel Jesus. A goal! Sheer excitement. Level again here. Well, you've really got to give credit to the entire team, because this was a bit like climbing Mount Everest. Mahrez. Well, they couldn't quite muster a real threat, and that is...
So Griezmann with a goal on his debut, I thought he'd given us a massive win there, but Marlon got the point. Man City at least deserved the draw from that. They absolutely smashed us, to be fair. They should have won. But first game of the Premier League season, away at Man City, and we come away with a really creditable 2-2 draw. Very pleased for Griezmann getting a goal. Hamer coming on to make his debut as well as Mahrez. And yeah, game one was tough. Game two at home to Everton. Another tough game. I think every game of the season is going to be a real battle for us. So, once again, over to the commentary team for this game at Hillsborough.
A game that on paper has a lot going for it. Everton get the proceedings underway. Fevre. Doucouré. Here's Moreno. In it goes. An early goal. No wonder they're celebrating. Pass after pass, keeping their opponents moving. Will it be? Well, what a stop that was. Quintero. Moreno. Newman. Griezmann. It's a weighted pass. Well thumped clear. Griezmann, able to get a body in the way. Well, I must say he acquitted himself well under pressure. And they have possession again. Well, he's thwarted him almost effortlessly. Now Griezmann. And space of it. Oh, just wide of the mark. Goal kick.
Well, that never looked like troubling the keeper, did it? But it was worth an effort. A good strike from him.
And Altay by India now. Moreno. And the whip.
So we go into the half-time break, 1-0 down. It was an early goal, and Everton have been all over us in that first half. A little bit disappointed that we've not been able to get more of the ball, but when you compare the two teams, you know, we're a newly promoted Championship team. They're an established Premier League team. So, you know, it's going to be a tough game for us. We're going to bring Dominguez in at left wing back, a bit quicker, see if we can just give them a few more problems down the left-hand side. But as you can see, I haven't got a lot to come off the bench. So hopefully we can get something with the team we've got out.
The two teams have switched around and are ready now for the second half. Well, they want that equaliser, but the passing remains smooth. And he's gone and scored to level it again. Well, this could pose problems for the defenders. And a goal from Griezmann. Well, he's so very capable in that sort of situation. Mahrez. Now he must favour the cross. Brilliantly blocked. And Sigankov has it. Can he finish? And a goal to level this contest. All even. And very deftly cut out. Only 5 minutes left for play and tension galore with the teams locked together. Doucouré. Moreno. Level pegging, but can they change that? Promising sequence. And teammates to play it to. And there it is.
I mean, how's that for a substitution? With his first touch, scores the goal that put us in front. With Griezmann grabbing another one. But unfortunately, we couldn't see the game out. And Broadhead scored their equaliser. Pretty even game, very pleased with the performance. Second half was way better than the first half. We saw a bit more possession. Chelsea beating Liverpool, Villa beating Man U. You know, love the early part of the season. We're going to rotate completely now for the home game against Charlton in the EFL Cup. And we got a 2-1 win with John Jules scoring and Rosek scoring as well on his debut. So pleased our front two got goals there. And it's nice just to rotate the squad to try and give us a bit more to allow more consistency in the league team, to keep them players fit. A player we were tracking over the summer was a new centre back, and Dan Axel Zagadou at Villa. We bartered with Stevie G, and he wouldn't accept any less than 32.5, and I needed some money for his wages, so we agreed that deal. And he'll come in. We was looking for a starting centre-back to go alongside the two regens I've already got. He's going to be a crucial player to us. I think he's a really good player on FIFA. Not quite as quick as I'd like, but a really rounded defender. 4 years is great. It's crucial. Really happy with that. No release clause is great. And he only wants 45k, so he's taken like a pay drop. The problem we've got here was I kept trying to figure out the wages because we're limited on cash. In the end, we managed to settle after a few odd glitches. Like, that was the amount of money I could afford to offer him, but it wouldn't allow me to offer it him, so I kept having to jiggle it around a bit. And finally we got him over the line at 40k. So another 25k per week drop to bring in a player who's been in the Premier League with Aston Villa. Really pleased, and he goes straight into the team against Tottenham.
And now they get the ball rolling. This looks promising. Giving it a try. Oh, it's off the post. Reguilon. Now Harry Kane. Can they take advantage? Son. Oh, really good reflexes and danger averted. The cut back. Terrific block. Well, behind for another corner. It's a short corner. Coates. Goretzka. Son. Could be dangerous. Can they forge ahead? And by a wafer-thin margin, offside. And now Castro. Well, the attacking options appear plentiful. That's a nice looking ball. Well, not the best clearance. No way through. After.
So we've had a few chances. It's a very, very stubborn game is how I'd probably sum that one up. Both teams not giving much, not asking much. But we're still in with the fight away at Spurs. So let's see if we can get something in the
The
second
teams
half.
are ready to have a go at each other again as the second half commences. And Kane comes into the move. Good looking attack this. Strong but fair tackle. Rifled against the post but back in play. Very comfortable when in possession. Lucas is waiting. Well, very effective goalkeeping to touch it over. And a corner for Tottenham could be useful as they try to take the lead. Goretzka. There it is! The first goal of the game, and the lead certainly doesn't flatter them. Good value for it. Really closing him down. And you've got to keep the ball a bit better than that. He's going forward well here. Cuts it back. Oh, great save to keep them in it.
Well, that's a brilliant save, and it just gives them that little bit of hope now.
And that will be all for this game. Defeat for the visitors. That's the big story.
So Goretzka got them the goal they fully deserved. In the second half, Spurs were a completely different level to us. They just stepped it up and they just controlled the whole second half. And yeah, can't really argue with that one. Away at Tottenham, they got 3 points that they massively deserve. A few of the results there: Man City drawing with West Ham, Newcastle losing at home to Fulham. Well, we have a quick look through the end of the transfer window. See the comings and goings at every club. Villa spent big but sold big. Brighton spent big, 140 million spent. Burnley got raided. Pope leaving, Williams leaving. A couple of big players that got them up last season. Chelsea spent big but sold big. St Maximin leaving, Sarr leaving. Palace signed Ward-Prowse from Southampton, who were relegated. Everton got absolutely raided as well. £275 million worth of transfers out. Not much going on at Fulham or Leeds. Leicester brought in Lacroix. Etienne Green signs for Liverpool. He was a backup keeper we were looking at. Tonali, De Ketelaere and Carvajal all signed for Man City. Man U spent just shy of 200 million. Middlesbrough came up, only spent 5.9 million. Newcastle splashed in their cash. We spent 54 but sold 24.5, so about 30 million outlay. Spurs sold 122, didn't buy much. West Brom spending 81 million. It was a massive amount for them. And West Ham, who sold our boy Vincent to Leipzig. Wolves about break even with Malpay, who was one of the players I was looking at. I thought he'd be a fairly realistic player we could bring in, but we just couldn't afford him. So that ends the summer transfer window. We'll just have a quick look at the big movers over that period of time. So Guerri left Everton for Chelsea for 111. Tielemans moved within Spain to Atletico, 104. Broja, who went to Villarreal, who used some of that money from the Tielemans deal to bring in Broja for 100 million. Tonali moved to Man City for 100. Vincent moved to Leipzig for 90 million, sorry. Smith Rowe moved to Villarreal for 85. Bellingham to Barca for 85. Gaia to Barca for 83. So their financial worries are obviously well behind them. Skriniar returned to Inter. Bruno Fernandes left Man U for Real Madrid. Calvert-Lewin moved to Wolfsburg. Ouare moved to Hoffenheim. He's a great player. Guedes also left Everton. He's the guy who scored against us in the Cup last season and put us out. Kingsley Coman moved to Inter, doing some business here. Verratti moved to Real Madrid. Pellegrini replaces Fernandes at Man U. De Ketelaere moving to Man City. So Maximin goes to Milan from Chelsea. Barrow moves to Brighton. Brighton have spent big this window. Wijndal's gone to Fiorentina. Farias to Villarreal. Renato Sanchez leaves Villa for Liverpool. Wesley Fofana to Sociedad. Sonse to Roma. Klozek to Atlanta. Martinez to Manchester United from West Ham. And a couple more just to round out just above the 50 mark. And Ndombele going to Wolfsburg. Burkhardt moving to Man U and Gertrudia to Newcastle. Harvey Barnes from Leicester to Arsenal. Some big moves there. So we'll look at ours in date order as we've already seen. We've got Saavedra, Mahrez, Gallo's left, Jones has left sadly, Kirk has gone out on loan. Daly Bashir has left. Hamer's come in. Walker's gone on loan. Santos has come in. McDonald left for Norwich. Santos left for Hoffenheim. Griezmann came in on a free. Bazun's gone out to Athletic Club on loan. Josh Key finally left the club for Portugal. Rovzek came in from a free transfer. Patino's gone out on loan again this season. Schneider's left as well, he's just not good enough. Zagadou comes in, big money. And Collins has left for a very small fee. So our first 3 games back in the Premier League have seen us face Man City, Everton and Spurs. We got up 2 points, which I'm really pleased about. I expected us to have none, to be honest. Everton, their only point was against us, so maybe we should have got something there. Man United have started slowly with a point and a defeat in their first 2 games, whilst Middlesbrough are looking favourites for the drop right now. Arsenal and Chelsea and Villa lead the way as we drop into the Championship, where Southampton, who were relegated, are absolutely steamrolling this division right now. Coventry haven't started particularly well, 16th after 6 games. Reading and Sunderland and Derby near the bottom after coming up last year, and Millwall make up the last 3. Burton and Ipswich tied for the top with Bolton and a close 3rd, and there's a little bit of a gap to the rest of the pack. Keep an eye out for teams that went down. Plymouth struggling in their first season back in League One. Crewe, Cambridge, Port Vale and Bradford all in the bottom 4. Swindon at top of the league. I wonder how long they can maintain that for. I'd love to see them get promoted this season. It's been so up and down over the last few months of this save. It'd be great to see them have a good season. Bristol Rovers, who won 7-0 this weekend in real life, bottom of the league. Balogun, who is a player I've been looking at but I just couldn't afford, is top goal scorer with Martinelli and Adley. De Bruyne has got 3 assists. Russo up there with 2 already. Really pleased with that. And Mahrez has got 1. Ward-Prowse has got 1 for Palace. I really wish I'd managed to sign him, but there was just no way he'd move to us in real life. Not many clean sheets so far after the first round of games. Guys, thank you so much for your support. I hope you're enjoying the videos, and we're back in the Premier League. Thanks guys, see you next time.